Widows, Bosgulls, how are we all doing? This is a debunking video, but it's not my debunk. This debunk belongs to Paranormal Quest. Now, a lot of people have heard me, sing the praises of Paranormal Quest because they're willing to learn from debunkers. I point things out and they're like, oh, we can use that. And then they invite me onto their podcast. They get in trouble for interacting with me with certain other channels. And they're like, nah, you don't tell us who we can and can't be friends with. We can make our own decisions. Now, they've got a Coffee and Scream podcast that I really, really enjoy. The three of them on that are absolutely incredible, very entertaining, and they're very honest in there. I mean, they've called out some big channels for tomfoolery, bull poop, and the like. So the video I'm going to show you, or the clip, or the part of the video I want to show you is the most terrifying place in Tennessee, the Harriman Hospital. Why haven't they called this the Demon Hospital? Everybody says there's demons in the Harrisville Hospital, except the owners who get pissed at people for saying things like that, and maybe mixing places up there. But this involves a little piece of equipment called the Dead Bell. Now, you've all seen the Dead Bell in a lot of videos recently. Bing, bing, bing. Must be a ghost, must be a ghost, must be a ghost. Well, not when Paranormal Quest used it. And we're like, yeah, this is cack. It keeps going off, and it's roughly every 70 seconds. So I'm going to show that, but I reached out to Paranormal Quest because when I use good people's content, people that are not faking, I ask. And they were like, use whatever you want. I didn't even tell them what it was for, but they were like, use whatever you want from our channel, it's fine. So I explained it's about your Dead Bell debunk, because I think it's important for paranormal teams to debunk for their own credibility. Paranormal Quest went a step beyond that. They basically said it's crap and sent it to me. They're like, yep, have at it. Now, I don't know if you can hear this, but it's ticking away in there. I don't know if my mic will pick it up. But it's ticking in there, like something is winding up. It's just constantly going off. I think that this has been damaged in shipping. Now, that's not Paranormal Quest's fault. They sent it to me completely free of charge. They even covered the shipping. But I think this has been knocked about a bit and something has come loose, because I can only hear it winding up and the bell ring is very, very quiet on it. I've tried following videos on how to use this thing. This is the on and off switch. Turn it off and then that apparently adjusts the sensitivity, but a lot of people are saying it doesn't make any difference. But the fact I can hear this thing, something winding up inside of it, kinda why? These things sell for $149.82. And what it basically is a little EMF device in a wooden box with an old hotel bell put on the top. Now, the bells you can pick up really cheap on Amazon. It's an EMF style device. It's apparently kicked off by EMF. Yet, my phone doesn't trigger it, which is a good thing, because the product description of this says, vintage bell for ghost communication. Step back in time, embrace the eerie elegance, blah, 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 blah. Bell that rings with EMF, energy, or touch. Though the Dead Bell appears like a classic reception bell, apart from the big wooden box, it rings not by the button press, but by the presence of paranormal energy. Where did you find that? Powered with an advanced electromagnetic field EMF sensors, illuminates to fluctuations in the energy around it. The EMF sensor is natural magnetic only, chosen to fortify against man-made interferences like phones and walkie-talkies. I can't test that because it doesn't work. And that's not Ghost Stop's fault, that's not Paranormal Quest's fault, it's just shipping. This thing came all the way across from America. Seems to not work at all. I mean, it says if you put on a fan or a hairdryer to test it. Well, I've got a fan there. And it's not going off at all. It's charged. I've charged it 2 or 3 times. And it's unfortunate because obviously I wanted to do my own debunk with it as opposed to... But I wanted to have it in hand and be like, yep, I 100% agree because I've got that piece of equipment. It just appears that it's been damaged in shipping. So let's have a look at Paranormal Quest here, shall we?
Okay. Whoa.
Bing, bing.
Joanna?
Now, it's worth noting, they asked some questions, it didn't respond for a while, and then when they're not asking anything, bing, bing. Could it be in a delay from a ghost? No.
Joanna, if this is you, can you step back away from that for 10 seconds, and then when I hit 10, can you ring it for us just so we can confirm that it's you? So I'm going to count to 10.
not just taking it at face value, trying to put timers on things to see if it is an intelligent response. I like it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh my god! Oh my!
It was a bit premature, but
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
okay.
God! What?
Oh that is wild. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you.
Oh my god! Sorry, that's so crazy. Wow. Joanna, you're so cool.
I know those kids.
You're awesome.
Thank you, Joanna.
Joanna, are you still working? Gosh, are you joking right now? So that's an EMF bell. If it detects EMF, it'll go off. And this is Joanna's nurse's station. Joanna, are you cool if we're here? Every time we say Joanna. Can you ring it one more time?
Joanna.
Are you cool that we're here tonight?
It's broke.
Would you rather us go?
You can ring that for yes if you'd like for us to leave.
This is a new device for us. We specifically bought this with this investigation in mind. It's called the Dead Bell and is an EMF detector that triggers a hospitality bell to ring when it detects EMF. So it's a trigger object and a research tool all in one. We can imagine the nurses' stations probably had a bell like this when the old building was first constructed, making it the perfect place to use the Dead Bell. And as we move around the corner to set up the camera in the shadow hallway, another piece of equipment catches our attention. Rolling.
The bell, dude.
Okay, hold on.
Is that one not working?
No, it is.
Joanna, is someone in this hallway?
Move this a little closer here. Yeah.
Did it 2 times again. Oh my god. Damn. How is it? No, man.
You can hear the excitement waning from them. Like, why is it? Oh my god! Like, it's annoying them.
Okay. There.
Hello? Hello? You guys
Friend?
rolling on that cam in there? On the bell?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk past, okay?
She rang the bell.
Yeah, the bell went off. Joanna, can you hear us still?
That music box.
Dude, it's going off twice as like yes on it. Every time I ask her a question, and it's like ding ding.
Can you step away from that for us so we can know that you're here and not set it off? Step towards us, please.
Now, immediately, as a debunker, you're like, if your equipment's going off that often, what are the chances of being a ghost and not an equipment malfunction? So they leave a camera running, they leave the building, they go to a different building. So there's no calling out, nobody's saying the words Joanna. They also debunk that.
In this empty hallway, our camera clearly captures what looks to be a light turning on, and less than a second later, turning back off. Now we know there are no open doors on the left side in that part of the hallway, so at first we had no idea where this light is coming from. So we searched all of our footage for a possible explanation, specifically
Debunking.
when we were searching for the table toy, and in the clip where we're walking down the hallway towards the old building, bam, there's our culprit. A motion-activated doorbell camera. This is most definitely the source of the light, but as to what triggered it to turn on, it's hard to say, but at least we know the source of the light, even if we can't pinpoint why it turned on. Now before we move on to some of the strange things that we captured, let's turn our attention to Joanna's nurse's station. specifically the dead bell. When we left the camera and equipment alone, the bell was set to its lowest sensitivity in an area of the building with no electricity. And yet, the bell continues to chime. In a matter of 61 minutes, the dead bell alarmed 271 times, with the longest period of silence being just 74 seconds.
The longest period. Yep, definitely a ghost interacting with that.
This is very disappointing to us, because it leads us to believe that this brand new piece of equipment is faulty, and calls into question what we believed to be an experience with Joanna earlier.
And that, boils and ghouls, is why when people say, how come you don't look at people like Paranormal Quest a bit deeper? I don't need to, because they police their own content. Now, I have had conversations with these guys about amounts of equipment that they use and all the rest of it, and it's become a bit of a running joke between us that if I turn up into a premiere or a live, they're like, quick, hide the REM pods, Beardo's here, and they laugh and all the rest of it. I've had email conversations with them. I've been invited on coffees and scream, but unfortunately the things in the real world got in the way of it. But this isn't the only time these guys have debunked something. I remember specifically watching a video where they were in a thunderstorm, and they very quickly worked out the REM pods are kicking off because of the thunder. Watch, there's the flash, there's the rumble, boom, REM pod activity. So they turned all the REM pods off, and I think I watched that premiere. Was it a premiere or were they actually live? I remember them actually doing a live stream at a haunted location as well. May not have been the same one, but they were very welcoming, very warm. So was the community. Fantastic to see from a paranormal investigation channel that a debunker goes in and people are being friendly, because for the most part it's quite refreshing for somebody across the pond to be welcoming of debunkers, even when they say, I don't like that bit of equipment, and instead of crying about it, they look deeper into the equipment. I learned from them about the thunder causing REM pods to go off. So when I saw Colin of the Paranormal Files with his REM pods going off and you could hear thunder and music overlaid, I was like, I know what you've done there. I've seen this in action. REM pods are triggered by thunderstorms. They have worked out that this exact one is faulty. I mean, it's really faulty now. It doesn't work at all. But I've got a friend that's an electrician, so I might get his opinion on it. Get him to come down, take this apart, and see what the actual mechanisms inside are, and see if he can make head or tail of A, what's inside it, B, how much it would cost to actually make one of these, because I don't think it's nearly $200 worth. These bells are about £6 because I've bought them. Wooden box, Etsy, and the internal mechanisms, who knows. It's kind of well put together. You know, you've got a USB slot, you've got your nice switch there. It's not a nice switch, it's a bog standard switch. Put a plastic cover on it or something, you know. You got the dead bell and low and high engraved in. And then the entire thing, every joint on this is absolutely rammed with hot glue. Almost like they don't want you looking inside of it, because your K2s and your REM pods and stuff, it's a screw on the back. They don't want you looking in there, potentially. So, no, I have no faith in that device, no matter who uses it. And I've seen a lot of people using this bell lately, and nobody is questioning it. It's in everyone's videos, it's constantly going off. There's people shitting their pants because it's going off, and nobody has questioned why it is going off so often. In the time the Paranormal Quest were using this thing and got all of those bell strikes, they could have claimed they were having a conversation. They could have edited that video to make it look like it was the ghost of the nurse, but they didn't. They called it out for exactly what it was, and now you have to wonder why other teams are not doing the same thing. Could it be that it's just this bell that is faulty? That's potentially right. However, every video that I see people using this dead bell in, it's going off all the time. Therefore, it, to me, would mean that the device is inherently flawed in its design. Not trying to shit on whoever's made this thing. When people are actually using it, it's going off too much on the lowest setting. I mean, personally, I'd have got a refund instead of spending nearly $100 to send it around the world. Paranormal Quest, thank you very, very much. But yeah, I'm going to get my mate to take it apart and have a look what's in it, how much the parts are and all the rest. But yeah, a bit of a positive video to watch teams that have rubbed shoulders with people that I once got along with, that now hate my guts because I'm honest. And these guys have never faltered with that. They seem to appreciate the debunkers. They learn from debunkers, and they started questioning the equipment more, started questioning their evidence more because they watch the debunkers. And is that not the goal for people to realise? Because it's something I've been learning recently, and I've said it a few times because it's important. Not everyone is faking. A lot of these people are just misinformed because they've grown up watching Sam and Colby, the twins, or whoever. These younger channels have watched all of that and then think the flashlight trick is real, that the dead bell is real, because they watch guys going, oh my god, every time these broke ass bits of equipment go off. The Maglite has been explained, the SLS has been explained, the DR60 has been explained, and I think the dead bell sits in the same genre as all of those things. Useless. I have no equipment left anymore. I don't use apps, I don't use REM pods. Well, I will use a REM pod. If I, for example, go to an abandoned again, which not that likely, I'd place it in the entry point. So if it goes off, we'll know that somebody's probably trying to get in. Safety. All the equipment is just... I don't have faith in any of the equipment anymore. Now, I've seen the tripwire in action because Adelaide Haunted Horizons, when I worked with them, they pulled out all of the gadgets you can imagine, mostly to wind me up. And I don't know, nothing impressed me. Nothing at all impressed me. And even so, do please go check out Paranormal Quest. They're very, very good at their editing. Very pleasant, nice people on camera. Check out the Coffee and Screen podcast also. Again, just 3 really nice, good people making great content. They have a fantastic collection of coffee mugs. I will be getting onto that podcast with them as soon as they're ready for it. I appreciate the dead bell that they've sent me, even though the dead bell is dead. It's not their fault. It's the shipping. But I appreciate their openness, their honesty, and the fact that they are not afraid to say things like, yeah, that channel are full of it. The debunkers have pulled them apart. We won't work with them anymore. And they've told us you're not allowed to speak to debunkers and all the rest of it, or we'll like blacklist you or something, which is ridiculous because it's happening in the UK as well. There are fake paranormal teams out there that are blacklisting people for daring speak with debunkers, which is fucking ridiculous. Maybe it's not all debunkers, maybe it's just me because, you know, I got the unique ability to piss people off. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
No!